I moved to a new planet. They assigned me an alien Maid. Beginning. When Earth's surface temperature reached 63 degrees Celsius on a summer day, the United Nations finally admitted humanity couldn't fix the planet anymore. Colonization was the only answer. The Interstellar Relocation Program, or IRP, selected candidates based on adaptability, not wealth. You had to pass psychological screenings, zero-gravity drills, and a loneliness test. I passed every one. Maybe it was because I'd been living alone since my mother died, or maybe because I wanted a clean start, a literal one, light years away from Earth's chaos. The ship to Planet Vireen-9 took 3 months in cryo-sleep. When I woke, the first thing I saw was lavender skies and 3 suns stacked like golden coins on the horizon. The air shimmered with faint silver particles that looked like dust motes, but they were microscopic life forms called veiled spores, harmless and essential for photosynthesis. A small robot rolled up beside me as I stepped out of the docking gate. Welcome, Human Resident 784-B. Please proceed to your assigned habitation dome. Your household assistant awaits. Household assistant? I blinked. You mean like a maid? Affirmative, the robot replied. Alien staff are assigned to assist new arrivals in cultural adjustment and environmental safety. Your assistant designation, Luma. I followed a floating path through the violet grasslands toward my dome, a gleaming glass sphere surrounded by silverleaf trees. The door hissed open, and there she was. She wasn't what I expected. Luma was tall, her skin pale turquoise with faint streaks of glowing white that pulsed slowly, like veins of light. Her hair, or whatever it was, moved like fine silk threads that rippled when she turned. She wore a dark gray uniform that shimmered slightly, adapting to the ambient light. Welcome, human, she said, voice melodic, almost vibrating through the air. I am your caretaker. You may call me Luma. I managed a nod, try not to stare too long. Hi, I'm Adam. You don't have to call me human. Her eyes, shaped like perfect ovals with silver irises, blinked once. Then Adam it shall be. Middle. The first week was awkward. Luma insisted on preparing every meal, cleaning every corner of the dome, and even monitoring my sleep cycle. Every time I tried to help, she'd tilt her head slightly, like a puzzle cat, and say, "That is unnecessary." I was assigned for efficiency. But the dome didn't just need efficiency. It needed understanding. One evening, as the second sun dipped below the horizon, I tried to cook myself something resembling spaghetti. The ingredients were Varellan equivalents. Protein vines, liquid starch gel, and spice spores. Luma watched, fascinated. You are preparing sustenance manually? She asked. Yeah, I said, stirring. It's something we used to do on Earth. Feels normal. Humans find comfort in ritual, she observed. That stopped me. You study humans? All assistants are trained in your species' customs, she said softly. But understanding is different from experiencing. That was the first time she smiled, a faint curve of her lips that looked uncertain, like she was testing the gesture. The meal turned out terrible, but she said it was memorable. I laughed for the first time since arriving. Over the next month, we developed a rhythm. I'd explore outside, testing air density and mapping nearby ridges, while she maintained a dome and monitored the environmental shield. At night, she'd tell me about her people, the Alent, a species native to Vireen-9 long before humans arrived. We are bonded to the planet, she explained one night as the third sun faded and stars burned above. Our energy is drawn from Virella's core. We do not sleep as humans do. We enter cycles of harmony, listening to the world hum. Sounds peaceful, I said. She tilted her head. It is necessary. The planet's rhythm keeps us alive. I began to notice subtle things. When I touched the glass dome, it vibrated faintly, an echo of that hum. And when Luma walked barefoot on the soil, faint blue light spread from her feet, like ripples across a pond. I once asked if all Alent glowed that way. No, she said. Only those connected to caretaking. We resonate with life energy, so we can stabilize environments for others. It made sense, but there was something deeper in her tone, something she wasn't saying. The warning. One morning, I woke to find the power system flickering. The environmental regulator pulsed red. Luma stood at the control console, her hands pressed flat against a crystal interface. Luma, what's happening? The dome's biofield is weakening, she said, her calm voice laced with tension. The planetary hum is fluctuating. I must strengthen the resonance manually. Before I could ask, she stepped outside barefoot, no suit. Her body shimmered as she placed her palms on the soil. The light from her skin spread outward, connecting with the ground like veins of lightning. The entire dome vibrated. Then the system stabilized. When she came back, she looked drained, her glow dimmer. It is done. I wanted to argue, to ask why she risked herself, but her expression silenced me. She had done what she was created, or born, to do. Over the next days, I noticed her energy fading faster. Her glow dimmed each evening, and she moved slower. Finally, one night, I confronted her. Luma, you're burning yourself out. You can't keep patching the dome like this. She looked at me with that serene calm that only made me more frustrated. It is my purpose, Adam. Without me, your dome collapses. Then let's report it. The colony engineers can fix the shield. Her silver eyes flickered. They will not. Humans and Alent do not share control of energy. Only we can bind to the planet. Your technology cannot replicate that. I stared at her, realization dawning. So you're what? A living generator. She hesitated, then nodded. Yes. Every assigned assistant is bonded to their human's dome. If the dome fails, we absorb the instability. It drains us but protects you. I felt sick. You mean the program never told us that our maids were sacrificial? She finished softly. No, they would not understand. Growing closeness. From that moment, I couldn't see her as just an assistant. I saw her as someone trapped in a role. I started helping her monitor energy flows, staying awake during her harmonizing cycles. I learned to feel the vibrations beneath my feet, the faint hum of the planet's heartbeat. It wasn't long before I could sense when something was wrong before the sensors did. She began teaching me her methods. Focus not on sound, but on rhythm, she said, touching my hand. Your body can learn harmony, even if it cannot emit it. When her fingers brushed mine, a jolt of warmth ran through me. Not heat, but resonance, like my heartbeat syncing with hers. We didn't talk about it. We didn't have to. The dome felt alive, a shared space between species, something fragile and sacred. The storm. 3 months later, the planetary alignment shifted. A rare phenomenon called the trisolar surge struck Vireen-9, causing massive electromagnetic storms that destabilized every dome on the continent. The colony broadcasted a single message. All residents prepare for emergency evacuation. Power fluctuations critical. Non-essential systems shutting down. But my dome didn't have time. The surge hit early. The ground shook, the glass walls flickered, and Luma collapsed near the control core. Luma! I ran to her, grabbing her shoulders. Her body was flickering between solid and translucent, her glow pulsing erratically. The hum, out of balance, she gasped. I must reconnect. No, you'll die. She looked up at me, smiling faintly. You do not understand, Adam. We are the hum. Without us, your world breaks. But maybe it does not have to be just us. Then she pressed her palm against my chest, over my heart. The light from her skin flowed into me. Terrifying, electric, beautiful. My vision exploded with color. I could feel the hum, the planet itself vibrating beneath my feet, energy threading through every molecule. Luma, what are you doing? Sharing resonance, she whispered. If a human can hold harmony, perhaps we can coexist, not just serve. The surge hit again, harder. The dome shattered outward in a storm of crystal shards and blue light. I saw everything. The planet's core, the energy currents, the interconnected web of life. And through it all, her presence beside me, glowing brighter than the sun's. Then darkness. Ending. I woke days later in a medical unit, surrounded by white light and the faint hum of monitors. A human technician stood nearby. You're lucky, he said. Your dome was destroyed, but somehow the field rebalanced around you. We've never seen that before. I sat up disoriented. Where's Luma? He hesitated. There was no trace of your assistant. I'm sorry. I didn't believe him. Not really. When they relocated me to the central colony city, they gave me a new apartment, metal walls, sterile air, no hum. But sometimes when the night is quiet, I feel a faint vibration under my skin, a rhythm that matches my pulse. Weeks later, I visited the ruins of my dome. The glass had melted into smooth crystal, and the soil beneath shimmered faintly blue. When I touched it, I heard a voice, not in my ears, but in my mind. Harmony does not end, Adam. It changes form. The hum grew louder, resonating through my bones. I smiled through tears. She wasn't gone. Not really. The colony scientists later confirmed something extraordinary. My bioscan showed minor traces of Alent energy. They didn't understand how a human could carry resonance, but I did. I became the first human liaison between Earth settlers and the Alent Council. Together, we began developing a new form of habitation. Shared resonance domes, powered by both species equally. No more sacrifice. No more servants. And sometimes, when I step outside beneath Varela's 3 suns, I swear I see her silhouette in the shimmering air, smiling softly. She isn't my maid anymore. She's part of me. She's part of this world.